All right, guys, this is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends free-to-play mystery shard only run video. Today we're going to be going into the Hydra. We're going to be checking it out and seeing what's in there. We're only going to be doing it with rares, so we're not going to be bringing out all the big guns. So yeah, unfortunately, they will not be popping in today. All right, so let's take a look and see. We're going to try it on normal just to see how hard it is to really do this. We've kind of delved into this a little bit before, but I want to really actually try to get a good team together. Now, the heroes that I know are going to probably be good in here are obviously Spirit Host and Apothecary. Reason being is that she can remove all the debuffs that pop up. She also has an attack up, and we also have speed up and heal on Apothecary. He is really good. Now, ultimately, we would like to light this guy on fire and try to get some of that HP burn, but I don't think we really have too many heroes that can effectively do that. So what we may do is try to do some other things. So now I know, oops, we don't want him. I know that, certain heroes can do some things. We have provokes. I believe we have an AoE provoke here. Um, I think we can do defense down if we wanted to. I don't know if it's necessary. It might be good for the damage, but in the long term, it doesn't really help as much. I want to try and bring in some kind of utility. So we're going to test it out with a few different heroes, and I definitely want to bring a reviver in. So now, really, what we want is someone. These are basically our protectors, our provokers, our buffs. So now we want to find someone who can really soak in the damage and bring out the flavor, as we say. Now, there's a couple heroes that could do that. We do have a defense up in Bogwalker if we wanted to. He has some AoEs, and it's not the best option. Uh, Penitent, obviously not. Doggo will die too quickly. Someone like Sanctum Protector probably won't really help us too much in here. We could do someone like Kale. That is an option. We may, let's just try it with Kale at first. Now, the speed is going to be the problem. So we might want to consider bringing in Spirit Host to the lead. Only because of the speed, that 10% speed could really save you. The HP is good, but the problem is if you don't get a turn, then guess what? They kill you. So we're not going to do a quick battle. We're just going to start on auto, and we're going to test this one out. We'll see how it goes, and then we're going to see which heroes die too fast and which ones are not really helping us, and then we'll kind of see where it goes. Now, Valerie would be a good option here if the provokes don't really help us too much. Um, I think it's something that could help. We do have we have speed down, I believe, on the entire enemy team. We have a ally attack, which is nice. Um, but I want to see really which team can actually do this a little bit better than a regular team. Um, we've done this before. We just kind of threw random heroes in. We never actually sat and tried to create a team of rares that can make this work. Now, the only problem here is that we have a counterattack up. So if it gets stolen, that could be an issue. We don't want that. We also don't really have anyone that can remove debuffs from the enemy. We do have someone who can block them. That's what it was. We have block buffs on an AoE here, but it's obviously not going to be very often that it actually happens. Hopefully, she's fast enough to actually do it. Funny enough, I think Flannan is actually pretty good for this fight, surprisingly enough, especially with an AoE decreased speed. The question is he actually going to use it? Because I don't know if he actually used it there, right? Or did he? I guess we'll find out. Because that's like his best skill is his AoE. His AoE speed down is the best thing for us. See, Kale doesn't seem to be. He's actually defensive, but he's not really doing too much there. This is a horrible run for it because we have the wrong. This is the worst version of Hydra, unfortunately. This is one where they do the explosions, which is really hard for rares to kind of deal with. Ooh, there you go. We might have to consider bringing in a secondary reviver. I want to see the damage. There you go. Decrease speed. Too bad he didn't get it off right away. Maybe we'll have to not auto it. We'll see how it goes in the first round. It's like, oh, speed down. You want to do that? I mean, it's conceivable that they could possibly bring some people back here. I mean, Apothecary is great, and Torag is also great. So there you go. Brought back probably the one hero I might have said was a good idea. All right. You know what we'll do? We'll pause this out. End battle. No, wait, no, cancel. Free regroup. Let's see what we can do here. I have a feeling. So I think Spirit Host is good. I honestly think that we could do better here without that and without this, and without this. So we're going to do some other different heroes. So I'm going to bring in Valerie because she is a secondary shielder that can keep everyone alive. At this point, I think for rares, you really just want to stay alive longer. So if that's the case, then I would bring in, let's see, where's the other one? There's another one. Here we go. Grinner, possibly. So now we're going to have two revivers. We have someone who can remove buffs from the boss, which is not a bad thing. I think having the block buffs could be a good option there, but I want to bring someone who can really do some damage here. And defense seems to be the best option, at least for enemies here, for doing damage. So I think maybe we're going to try Risk Arm. I want to see what he does because he has some really good skills. He also has the defense up and all that, so maybe it'll work. We have an extra revive. We have a hero that can remove buffs from the boss. We have a bunch of different attack ups, so we'll constantly be having attack ups. Unfortunately, he has counterattack. I saw that with the Risk Arm. It's a lot of buffs right there, but they get stolen very quickly. We're really looking for long-term battle. It's going to be a team that more than likely won't do as much damage, but they'll survive longer, and that's how they're going to end up doing more damage. All right, so we do have some annoying buffs on the bosses. Hopefully, my boy down there, Grinner, will do a remove. There you go. He was able to maybe take one or two things off. That's good. And having him in a secondary revive situation is also good, but it means hopefully that they'll revive each other is really the goal there, is that you hope that they just revive each other. Everyone else is going to try to keep the team alive. We've got shields, we've got a bunch of different stuff. We just don't have a really good damage dealer right now, outside of Risk Arm, really. There you go. Grinner's back. Oh, they're going to go right back for him, and he's dead again. So I guess maybe Grinner might not be the best option. We'll see. He's great though. It's funny because like this is the hardest part about using rares in Hydra is that they die very quickly, unfortunately. Like you don't have Mithrala to kind of save you, unfortunately. Like Mithrala is a Hydra monster. She's really good for this. All right, so that didn't work. End battle. So maybe we just do a bunch of buffs. Maybe that'll do it. Free regroup. Maybe we'll just do buffs. So let's just say we take Grinner out. Now, funny enough, I think my Bannerlords team is really good. So let's do filter. Let's see, faction. Let's go to Bannerlords. Hide. All right, so what we did in Bannerlords was we brought in a bunch of these guys that did really well. So maybe we do something like that because she's Bannerlord, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, she's Bannerlord. So we'll try this. We'll bring them in. What's her HP boost? Faction crypt? No, we're not good on that. Defense in dungeons and faction crypts. All right, so all these are bad. This one's dungeons. Yeah, all these are dungeons. So speed is pretty much our only option at that point. I think so. He's good. She's good. He's good. She's good. I don't know how I feel about Risk Arm, but we're gonna try it. I want to see how this goes. Just switching that one thing out to make it a little more defensive. We just need them to stay alive. And if Myrmidon can keep everyone alive to the point where he dies every time, because now he's going to get killed in one hit. Like you're going to see him die as soon as they do an AoE, basically. But they both do really good damage. That is a lot of shield, buds. Holy crap. But that goes away quickly because they remove it and then someone starts dying and then the shield disappears. But you see what I mean, though? There's a lot of buffings going on here. So this could be the option, maybe, where we do so many buffs. And she can actually elongate the buffs, Valerie. So that's something that could be useful there, making everybody just have tons and tons of buffs. I mean, we have the speed up, so that's good. So maybe Valerie's the key here. That attack is so bad. If we can get Valerie in there, there we go. Nice heal to save us from that. We picked the worst time to have this video because this is the worst version of Hydra for any team, especially in this kind of thing. Now we have a regen, we have defense up. We need that removed. Oh, okay, she still hasn't removed it yet. That attack is so hit. That hits so hard. All right. See, here's the funny part. I want to make a team that does good. I'm gonna show you this. Free regroup. So, like, if I was just gonna do this with rares, like normally, like if I had a secondary team that I needed to do this with, we wouldn't even do any of this. Like, we would just go like this. We're trying to get the most damage. I would take them all out. All right. And then what we would do is we would bring in Meat Boy and then all of my damage dealers that can do tons of damage because we want as much damage as possible in a very short period of time. So you could literally just bring in all your main heavy hitters. Where are they? We'll bring in all the starters. There you go. So now you got defense down, attack up. That's the way we like to kill the boss. There you go. So now you can do a lot of damage quickly and get defense down on the boss. And you're going to see like they're just basically already way higher than they were before. So this is like quick team kind of situation where we can just get some damage done as fast as possible before we die. So if you're trying to get to that first box is basically what this is for. This isn't for like, oh, I'm going to try and get the best score ever in Hydra. This is you're going to just do as much damage quickly and not sit here for 30 minutes waiting for a fight. So this is what I normally would do. And as you can see, it's already working much better than what we did before. Even if we die, two teams that are like this, and you've got your million whatever for the box. You know what I mean? Heal up, done. And that's all you need. You only need between 700 and a million damage. That's it. I mean, honestly, you only need between around 600,000 damage between each team. So as long as you can do that much damage, you can get your first box, and that's all you need from Hydra. So it doesn't really matter as much as you might think. But the whole point here is that I don't want to. We want to try to come up with a team that can do this normally. Um, so let's pull these guys out real quick. So I guess the damage is really what's missing here because we're not going to survive very long. But if we do, let's just say we do a bunch of heroes that do buffing, and we'll use her to extend those buffs. Um, I do like the idea of her being in the lead, but it might not work out so much. So why don't we do? We're definitely going to do all defensive heroes. That's going to be the first thing. Um, she actually has a max HP attack, which could work. She's not defense, but I'm curious. So we'll take him out. We've got these two who can do stuff. Um, honestly, I really think Spirit Hose is going to be the only one we need. It's going to be the only one that we can use. Um, who else does really good buffs? Who does buffing all the time? We've got a provoke attack down here. He revives people when he dies, so that's actually kind of interesting thought. Um, what is her? I want somebody who can do defense. Let's just see what happens. We're just going to test out a couple things. We're not going to leave this on auto for a second because I want specific moves to go off from this team. All right, so now this one we have an AoE which does max HP damage. So that's the one we want. All right, so that didn't actually do anywhere near what I thought it would do. Um, these are on a 1 turn for speed, right? So what I think we're going to do is save the buff thing because she would normally do that, right? And now we're going to do this AoE to bring defense up. This is an AoE, gives weaken. So that's only one person got weakened, so that sucks. All right. We're about to get hit with a bunch of stuff, so maybe we do block buffs now. Or do we wait? No, we're gonna wait. We're gonna save it. This is funny because like using specific skills is probably your best bet here. Especially when the bosses are doing dumb things. All right, so now we got to provoke on her, but that doesn't really matter so much. Don't really care about it. Let's see. Let's keep going until the cycle ends because I want that shield. We want to get the most out of the shield because we have it, so we might as well use it, right? Um, I want to wait one more round to worry about debuffs. I want to be able to remove them as soon as we get hit with all those nightmare debuffs. All right, so speed up. That was not good. We don't have a reviver, do we? I forgot about that part. Let's shield out. There's the poisons that we were waiting for to get the block debuffs, but that's not going to work. Funny enough, this team's actually doing better than the other teams. Let's heal you for no reason other than because. Oh, they're all dying real quick. All right, hold on a second. Actually, no. Um, no, let's continue this. Hold on. We're gonna auto it real quick. I just want to see something. I want to see the damage output, really, is what we're looking for here. So far, the best damage we got was from our crap damage team. It's like, hey, here's just throw a bunch of damage in. It's funny because that's a strategy I used a long time ago, and I have been using it ever since because it works so damn good. All right. Let me see. Does it show? Let me see. End battle. Does it show? Yeah, it does show. Okay, here we go. All right. So who did the most? So Soulbond, I mean Steel Boyer actually did the most, obviously. All right, let's do a free regroup. So let's see if we take you out. I'm gonna try something new. No, I'm not. All right, so we're gonna take you out. We're gonna put in a couple different heroes that I really like. So we're gonna bring in our reviver again. We're gonna take. We got Bog Walker for defense up, but we don't need that. So we're gonna bring in a few different heroes. So let's try. You know who was actually pretty good in here? I forgot do I have him is the question. Yeah, I do. He's 60. Where is he? There's a couple different heroes that I'm thinking of, like off the top of my head. Flailer, that's the one. We'll bring him in, and then I think so. Now there's a couple heroes that are a little weird here. He's defense, right? Let's try that. Let's just see. I'm gonna see what they do because Flailer honestly is really good. It is Flailer, I think, right? Or Hammerman or Face Boy. I don't remember his name. The dwarf guy. All right, so there you go. You got 1,000 buffs, and he actually puts up his own shield, which is why he's kind of cool in here. So now there's no more buffs unless we get hit. Yeah, see, terrible, terrible situation there. But we have revive. It's so funny how much different this fight is when you don't have like a legendary or an epic. Like it's a completely different fight because you don't have like even an epic. Like what do you have? You have like Mordecai. There's a couple different heroes that are really good for this. I'm assuming Geomancer is really good for this fight, but like in rare, you don't really have a lot of AoE like anything. Like you've got a couple of heroes that do AoE poison that I can think of off the top of my head that would be like, all right, maybe that could work. But poison is nowhere near as effective in this fight. Like you can't really beat the power of a Drex in here with a rare. It's very different. They really hate Spirit Host. They're like, yo, get her out of here because they know she's the best one on the team. That's why. Damn that. Speed here would be a great thing because a lot of my older heroes aren't as fast as they originally as some of my newer heroes. That AoE hits, man, it really hurts this team because we don't really have a lot of healing options here. You only have, I think, two heroes or three heroes that can do full heals. Like I have what Maiden, not Maiden. I forgot what her name was. There's a Mother Superior has the heals. At this point, I feel like Spirit Host isn't even going to be able to do anything. Like we could just bring in Mother Superior probably, and it would be the same thing because she actually has a speed up lead two, I believe, and she heals. But then we don't have a removal except for Valerie, which I mean might be good enough. I don't know. And Mother Superior actually does have shields as well, I think. It's funny they always revive her when she can get killed in one hit. Resistance is a big thing for this fight, which I think some of these guys have, but not as much as you would like them to have. All right, so Spirit Host is healing herself back up. So that's kind of good. All right, Poisonous Cloud. We got Ally Protect. See what I mean? It's funny how just changing like one hero. Granted, we're not doing a lot of damage, but they're surviving, and that's the direction we want it to go, you know? It's figuring out exactly how much we need in defense versus attack to stay alive. So right now, outside of that being a bull crap hit, we got some reviving, some healing, some heals, some squeals. Hopefully, I have to say, hopefully she puts up her shield. Oh wow, yeah, he can heal himself right back up. Look at that. He was like, yeah, I get as long as he gets his turn. Now we just need that shield, man. We just need a shield. Don't kill her first. Oh, we ate. Wow, we actually got to the eating. That's actually not the worst thing ever, but we lost Apothecary first, which is the worst hero to lose in this fight. All right, so I think we might have started to figure this out a little bit. So Flailer, awesome, stays alive. Torag, obviously awesome. Valerie is probably indispensable in this fight at this point, just because she has the skills that we need to extend buffs and to keep a shield up at least a little bit on some heroes, so we don't get one shot all the time. I think the core three need to be able to survive on their own. So that's like the big thing I'm gonna go with. Like these core three might be able to survive on their own if he doesn't get provoked all the damn time. Hopefully she does her shield soon so that he doesn't die. All right, she's not gonna do anything. She's just gonna keep fighting. She's like, yeah, no, we'll just attack. Let's take auto off because I want to get this. I want to make sure we do this, even if we have to auto a couple times. I mean, not auto. I'll take it. Great, reflect damage. Perfect. Exactly what we needed. All right, we're gonna do revive you. We're going to do the shield because we need to stay alive. This ally protection buff, we're gonna do that. We want everyone alive. We don't care if he dies. We want him to stay alive. We're gonna remove all this nonsense. We're gonna do a shield. We're gonna extend all those buffs. And now we're gonna watch him get eaten. Can we save Apothecary is the question. That is the $6 million question. We need to save Apothecary. Unfortunately, we need him back more because he does the reviving. So if we let him die, it's over. But I don't think this team. That's the other problem. See, that's what I was saying. We need one hero who can really dish out the flavor. So I have an idea. So it looks like this team works up until the point where we have to worry about enemies getting eaten. So that's where this team's going to falter. All right, is the damage output once we start losing heroes? Because this has actually been a pretty long fight so far. Like we're surviving longer than I anticipated. I mean, this is the longest we've survived, so that's good. All right. All right, so we lost Apothecary, so that's over. I was just trying to do as much damage as possible, but we lost it. All right, so let's do a removing all this crap. We'll block that. We'll do a heal. We only have 2 turns left on this guy. Oh, and there goes another one. All right, I guess we're done. So let's do this. Let's free regroup. So it looks like this is a good situation here. Margrave was a little bit whatever, right? Hmm. What does Margrave do? Let me just look. Because honestly, I forgot. I know he's defensive, but I'm curious if he's worth keeping because we might just bring in someone else for that. Where is he, Margrave? He is really good though. He's very good actually. Here we go. All right, so what are your skills, bub? So he's got continuous heal buff when he attacks, so that's good. Attacks 3 times at random, provoke, that's good. And then ally protection buff also places an increased defense buff on himself. So that's probably why he's good at surviving. So let's try that same fight. Clan boss. Let's do the same fight, same team, but we're going to pull him out, even though that provoke is very good, and try to bring someone in who can do damage. And I'm just single target. We're going to try this. Tea time. The other thing that Penitent brings to this fight is that she is self-reliant on removing buffs. And she basically has almost infinite blocking of buffs. So she's good. Let's put it that way. So hopefully she can single target out these bosses when they swallow someone. Now, if they swallow her, we're dead. So it's basically going to be a luck shot if it works. Yeah, she survived that. That didn't even like graze her. That was pretty funny. I was like, oh, okay. It's funny because when you have a hero that can really just keep himself alive, it makes it a lot easier in this fight because just having a couple heroes that can like just tank everything, like doesn't matter. They're just like, yeah, 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 I'll just heal. It's fine. Like that kind of stuff. It gives you the opportunity to not have that hero die so that you can constantly revive the one hero you do want to revive. So like if you have an attacker that maybe dies a little bit more, like see like in this case Spirit Host, who keeps dying in this fight, um, you can bring her back rather than bringing back these guys who are, able to keep themselves alive. Perfect timing for that. Actually, almost perfect timing. Need some heals, Mr. Apothecary. Why do I feel like he is not doing his job correctly this time? They're actually doing more damage this time, so that's actually not bad. There we go. We got some They always put up the buff that I need right when we're about to get killed. This is where auto fights become tough. All right, we got all that crap off, and they can't put another one on us. Blocked. Perfect timing for that. So it looks like we're doing way more damage now. I'm curious to see what Penitent's damage in this will be. Oh my god, are you kidding me? That attack is so ridiculous. Revived. Ally protect. All right, she's got her counter. Can we get a heal up here? Can I get an amen? Speed up. Thank you. Can we get a shield heal, please? Please, Valerie, do your job. All right, or just increase the buffs that got me killed. Thank you, Valerie, for doing your job. I'm not gonna lie. Spirit Host is awesome for this fight, but she is not doing her job. She keeps dying too quickly, so we may switch her out. Having that extra healer might be the thing we need here. Hmm. Is he gonna get a revive? Of course he revives. He revives the one hero that dies all the time. This is where the auto comes in, guys. Auto's crap, man. All right, hold on. Free regroup. Uh, I'm tired of Spirit Host. She's killing me right now. Let's take you out, and we're gonna bring in you, and let's see what that does. Let's see if this helps or hurts us. Funny enough, attack up doesn't really help us a lot in this fight. At least not for this specific team I'm talking about, not in the fight in general. Attack up is great. I'm hoping that having some more, speed ups. I mean, remember, removing that provoke can change the whole dynamic of the fight. So that's why I'm curious if she's really that important for the team that we have currently going for us. Has that guy always had a speed up? I mean, a shield. She does attack down too, right? Yeah, I think she does attack down on her A1, Miss Superior. She's very superior. We don't care about that though. We just want her to be able to heal and get that little bit so that we don't die when those big hits come. We just need to make sure we stay at full HP as much as possible. Even if we're getting hit with poisons, it's fine. Say this is where it gets dangerous. So if we don't get healed here or we get hit with one of those big hits, we're screwed. All right, so we got speed up. All right, removal. Hopefully Mother Superior is going to do some healing. There you go, continuous heal. So now everyone's got continuous heal, which basically voids out the poison essentially because we're just going to heal for whatever poison damage we take. So that's not the worst thing ever. But we're not doing as much damage as we did the last time. So obviously, Spirit Host's attack power thing is changing the game. Also removes the attack down. So I guess Spirit Host is a little more useful than we thought. Maybe it's weird because we had Penitent doing really good damage. So, hmm. So I guess Spirit Host might be. Flailer is good. He stays alive, but is he useful in the sense that his whole thing is that he stays alive and he puts up his own shield, so he kind of tanks his own hits, but he doesn't do damage. I'm curious, maybe, but he does have the ally protect, right? So there's that because he can eat up the damage that everyone else is taking. Hmm. Flailer is getting flailed. All right, good. That's what we needed. That's what we needed. Uh-oh. Who just got they just ate my damage dealer. You bastards. All right. Wow, she did a lot of damage there. All right, so we'll focus down this head. Hopefully we can, of course, that goddamn shield comes up. That's like the worst thing I've ever seen in a boss fight. Like, oh, by the way, you have to break this shield down, but here's a shield on top of the shield that you have to break down in order to save your hero. It's like, come on, bro. So maybe bringing in like a Kale or I don't know. I hate bringing Kale in here, but he is that effective. But once again, the problem is if he gets eaten, like what just happened here, the strongest hero basically gets eaten, and now our damage just goes to zero. Are these guys not using their skills? Is that what's going on here? Because I don't know what the frick is going on here. They never want to use their skills. All right, so ally protect, and there she goes. All right, let's heal apothecary. All right. Oh, I should have revived. Damn it, I wasn't thinking. Shield. All right, speed everyone up. And then we're going to try to use some big hits on this guy, even though I'm pretty sure it's a no-go at this point. There you go. Revive Mother Superior. Heal her up. Perfect. And then we go back for this, even though it's not going to work. It sucks, too, because you do less damage by trying to kill that stupid shield thing. All right, they're done. Let's see what they can muster. So, you know what's funny? This is actually not bad. Like even if we don't get a perfect team on this video, I'm okay with that. But this is a good start. You know what I mean? Like it's a good way to kind of see what we need. Now I have a feeling the future of this team, like if we do a part two, would be, which we'll probably we will. But let's say we do a part two here. Um, would be switching one hero out. I don't know which one. I mean, it could be like right now, this team is functioning well, so we need a damage dealer. So we could conceivably take Penitent out and bring in an AoE damage dealer. We could conceivably take out. I don't think Flailer is coming out. I really think I'm saying. I hope I'm saying him right. I don't know if it's Flailer. I think his name's Flailer. We'll double check after this fight. But this team is working. All right. at least kind of. You know what I mean? Like the functionality is working. It looks like we have the ability to stay alive. We have the ability to heal. So even like maybe even putting in Spirit Host in this team instead of what's her name? Penitent could be an option here. Um, but this is more damage over time, you know what I mean? So once again, we just got to balance out that whole damage versus utility. And this team has pretty reasonable utility. I'm actually surprised they're lasting as long as they are. We are on round what? Round one. All right, so now we're getting eaten. See, this is where the stuff's gonna go to hell. So the question here is can we kill this thing before, you know, he swallows someone? Because if he puts up the shield, we're dead. So we have to essentially just kind of go all in on the ball on whichever head is here to do what we need to do. Now we could go for a heal, but we need the attack. We need this guy dead. Otherwise, we are dead. And then we'll speed up if we get to that point. But so far now we have more damage than we did before. We got to heal him back up. I was like, I don't care if she dies, he needs to revive. But this is actually the highest damage we've gotten, I think, now, right? So that's not terrible. Yeah, we're just gonna go for the attack. He's gonna die anyway. We'll just take the damage. I'll take damage over anything else. Cash does rule everything around me. All right, so I think for the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on trying to get a damage deal in here to fix this problem. Because if we can't free our heroes, we can't do the damage we want to do. So I think we have a good base here now as far as it's a good place to stop because we have a good base. Look at this, 747K, all right, without Penitent, with her dying. But look at the damage she put up. You see what I mean? So if we can put in a damage dealer that can keep themselves alive with either lifesteal or something like that, that could be a good option. And I think we can do that. So we definitely have heroes that are going to put up some damage, I think. I just don't know who we're going to pick. All right, so we're going to do a free regroup because we don't want, but now you get to see. So this is a good team. It actually worked. But yeah, it's just this is the placeholder, I think. We just got to figure out this spot. Either we bring in, not Valerie, Spirit Host, and make it so that we can remove all those debuffs and do attack up so that everyone hits a little bit harder. But I think these guys are defense. He's HP defense. She would be affected by it, and Apothecary. I think that'd be it, right? Everybody else wouldn't even matter. So I don't know if the attack up is really it. It's really the removal is the thing. That could work here. So let's do key. No, we're gonna do free regroup because we're not keeping that. All right, let's take a look and see. Like I said, I think his name's Flailer. I just want to make sure. I don't want to say Flailer and then you go bring Flailer in and you're like, oh, I don't. That's not the one I wanted. That is not the dude that we wanted. Here we go. It's Grumbler. See, there you go, Grumbler. So Grumbler is the one we're using. He's really good, by the way. Like I've said before that I hate him. Flailer's the other one. He's like the attacker, I believe. Here we go. So Angry Mallet, max HP. Um, so yeah, he does shield every time he attacks. He has a heal reduction, which is useless, but then he's got ally protection and puts defense up on himself. And we do have him in a shield set. So that's pretty good too. I'm not going to go over their stats. You can go watch the videos, but I'm just going to show you their sets so you can see what they have on them at least. So you can kind of see, you can pause it and look at their stats. There's Apothecary, my boy with almost 300 speed, really good hero. Steel Boyer is not really that impressive as far as gear. Spirit Host is still, she's good. She's got bolster, not bad. Valerie is in bolster as well, and just lots of defense and HP. Really great hero. Love her. Tolog. We've got the HP destroy heal basically set. So you get extra bonus heals and a couple of other things. We did use Flannan, but he's like whatever. Marquis we used in case you want to see her. We did use Spy Master, but we could do some different things with Spy Master, I think. Grumbler, he is. Kale is in Lifesteal, so is Galak, they're all kind of whatever. Who else do we use? Mother Superior is got some AoE damage reduction and some other stuff. So mostly defense and healing. Her speed is actually really high for her. Yeah, she's over 200, so we're good there. We want to be like around 250. Margrave that we did use. You can see why he was surviving. He's really cool. Who else did we use? Grinner is in speed and bolster. We didn't use Eris, so that doesn't matter. We didn't use Lama God. Longsword could actually be someone we use in here too. I just realized that he's pretty good too. And we didn't use her either, but I don't think I would, to be honest. But yeah, that's basically I think everyone we use, right? We did that. There's Aethel in case you wanted to see how crappy she is because she's terrible. Um, yeah. All right. So there you go. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You help the channel grow. And if you want, you can become a member for $1.99 a month, which basically gives you access to all my videos as soon as I post them. And it gives you access to a free video every week with no commercials and some emojis and my undying love and Pathfinder Kate's. You get her hoodie. No, you don't get her hoodie. You don't get anything for it. I don't hand you anything. Let's be clear. All right, guys. So yeah, let me know about your teams and if you have any ideas as to where this should go for our episode 2 on this. But yeah, this is how to somewhat suck at Hydra with a bunch of rares. This is Grumbler, not Flailer, and this is Mobile Gamer Nerd. And you guys take care.